Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I have a good one for you today because we're in Newport Beach today and we've got high tide. There's absolutely no beach out here on Balboa Island, which you don't see every day. So it's kind of nice. Something a little different. We're going to talk about how the economy has broken into two. And you're going to see extreme haves and extreme have-nots as a result of all this. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification, guys, so you get notified of everything that we're doing. And don't forget, if you want to join our email list, the link is below. If you have, check your spam filter because an email just went out. And if you want more exclusive content, there's Patreon. But let's get into it. Right now, in the economy, you're seeing such a breakdown, okay? They just passed this ridiculous inflation act that's going to do nothing but increase inflation and raise taxes for everybody. And you're seeing that the average person has no money right now. The average person is not spending money when they go out, okay? I'm in a resort town, and I love this. I had people write me after yesterday's video talking about, how, you have the retail in these high-end cities that is absolutely destroyed. And they go, well, those people are clearly advertising to the wrong customer. Oh, okay. So every business is doing that. The dozens of businesses that we saw that were shuttered clearly don't know how to market and advertise. Now, guys, this is what you normally have out here is this little beach area that runs the length of it just because of the way the tide is. We've got a couple sandy spots that are open still. But you're seeing that the average person around the world does not have the money just to participate in this economy right now. Energy is absolutely killing them. Food is absolutely killing them. They're spending too much money on eating and to heat and cool their house. It's just that simple. And the average person is already making cutbacks in such a big way that major restaurant chains like McDonald's, Applebee's, Chipotle are seeing that people are spending less. They're not buying the combos at McDonald's. They're buying the dollar menu, the discount menu, which they don't have a dollar menu anymore. Everything's gone up, and they just admitted that last week. But people are spending more money on that. People are not buying multiple purchases when they go to places like Chipotle. They're spending less money on that. And you're seeing Applebee's the same thing, where they're at the add-on discount menus. People are splitting items left and right now. So now when it comes to shopping, places like Kohl's are seeing that people are spending less. You remember Kohl's was a takeover darling 90 days ago, and now they're not going to survive. They may not, make it through to the end of the year. But they're seeing people spend less money, and the back-to-school rush is non-existent right now. People are not spending the money like they did. And here's something that's funny. JCPenney, which how they're still open is beyond me. JCPenney's has seen that people are spending less money, and the malls that are in higher-end communities like Scottsdale, you're seeing the stores like that are having people spend less money. And you're seeing stores in the higher-end malls. They said the example in the story below is Brooks Brothers, which I've known nobody that's ever shopped at Brooks Brothers before, and to buy a suit, to say the least. So people are spending less money all the way around. People in Britain right now, it's anticipated that 25% of them do not have $1 in savings, which is horrible. And also the majority of the people that do have money, about 60%, are putting the majority of their purchases on credit right now. Now, people, Dan, come back to the States. Don't talk about Britain. Don't talk about the UK. Okay, let's talk about here. Consumer sentiment when it comes to real estate is the lowest it's been since 2008. People are fed up with this right now, and people realize that home prices are overvalued and they have to do something about this. Now, when you look at housing and you look at the average mortgage, it has gone up so much to where A year ago, you had mortgages in the 2s. Now you've got things in the 5s. You got mortgages in the 5s, and people can just not afford the house that they could a year ago. But the price is still high right now, so they cannot. They're just priced out of the market, to say the least. So the slowdown when it comes to real estate is only going to multiply. It's only going to get worse. And the people out there right now that are shopping are doing everything they can to save money right now and skimp and save. And here in the States, more people, consumer credit has risen to an all-time high right now. Again, guys, look at the high tide here and everybody over here hanging out. The beach is just non-existent right here. You'll have a lot of weekly rentals out here. People rent houses and then come out and hopefully they have a beach to hang out on for the day, and they just don't have one right now. So what a problem. Now, with everything that's happened as far as purchasing power, it's down to nothing. You know, there's a thing that the economy may split into a K, and some experts are talking about this, how the extreme wealthy will be fine. They have plenty of sales. I love this. Inflation is a nuisance for them, but the economy will get divided on, geopolitical, based on people's political beliefs, their racial beliefs, their socioeconomic status, where they live geographically, what's going to affect them. Again, you can sit there and say, hey, some areas are going to be fine and some areas are not. But, the people that write me and tell me about North Carolina and how great Idaho is, other than Boise, name a city in Idaho, okay, that people have moved to. There's only been 60,000 people that have moved out of California to Idaho, and they went to Boise, okay? So tell me where else they're moving to right now. And again, I had somebody in Massachusetts send me, they were blown away by the barbecues that we had at Home Depot here. And they said, hey, Dan, we have the same thing, but they're already backed up on snowblowers right now. Well, I wouldn't want to know what a snowblower is to save my life, guys, how to use one. And I've seen one before, 10 years ago. Saw some guy using one up in the mountains. But to buy a $1,600 snowblower is insane, okay? So I wouldn't know if that was a good price or not, but in August, the snowblowers are backed up. Is that from last season, or is that people buying stuff to stay in the market right now? So let me know about all this stuff, guys. Share your thoughts on all this stuff. The wealthy will be fine. Yes, their houses will drop in price eventually. Yes, they may have to sell a boat or two, okay? But, this is not going to affect everybody. It's going to affect a lot of the average people, because the gap from wealthy to poor is going to grow exponentially right now. And you're going to see people that consider themselves middle class be wiped out completely. And debt is going to be the killer. I've told this to so many people, and at first they laughed and scoffed at me, but the people that rent the one-bedroom place have all their bills paid off. They may have a pension, they may have Social Security, and no bills, and they're rich. Dan, how can you say that? I drive a 12-year-old car. I only eat out probably twice a month. You guys have it made, guys. Nobody's beating on your door. Nobody's suing you to collect money right now. This is going to get crazy bad as far as the people selling things. The car dealerships right now cannot get people to work. I had somebody write me about a Ford dealership. Think about this. The transition repairman job at this one dealership, $150,000 to $200,000. Can't get guys to work there, okay, at Ford. Now you can sit there and say Ford's dead, found on road dead, all the stuff that I'm going to hear about Ford, okay? But they can't get people to work there for $150,000 a year. The signing bonus is $2,500 and they can't get people to work there. Oh, Okay. So start your job, you get a check for $2,500 a month, and you're a transition man. That's crazy if these people cannot work right now, and they're just not being able to fill these jobs. The unemployment lie that it's at 3.5% is just that. And the problem with it is that you're seeing businesses that also cannot afford to pay people a good wage. Now there you got the Ford dealership paying a great wage. You guys, I'll find out what area of the country it's in and let you guys know. But it's crazy to think about all these different places that are just not hiring right now, and they're just struggling to get by. You're going to see so many small mom and pop nail salons and this leads to another story. The nail salons and the pizza places. And one guy wrote me, and don't use my name, but these are all fronts for organized crime. So everybody at the beach that has a business is a front for organized crime, according to this guy. Oh, okay. They just rent these places to run cash through them and not pay their bills and to funnel cash for other nefarious projects. Okay, again, nobody ever makes statements like that and backs it up with a news story or with the name of a business or anything like that. It's just that's what they do. Then don't talk about it. Okay? We're going to see such a reset on our finances and the banking situation. I hate JP Morgan. I'm sick of Jamie Dimon, okay? Because one thing that Steve Jobs said and did that I had a tremendous amount of respect for was he hated the East Coast blue blood mentality that thought that he was some weirdo from California, okay? And he ran Apple Computer and was a co-founder of Apple Computer, but the East Coast guys never treated him like he was anything. And he always talked about that. The Isaacson book, I think, is the one that talked about that. But I digress. Mr. Dimon, who's told us that, now remember, Bitcoin is worthless. Bitcoin has no value. Bitcoin is not backed by anything. Bitcoin has nothing, and you shouldn't be involved in it. In fact, all cryptocurrencies are backed by nothing. Now, for all you crypto clowns out there that think it's the greatest thing in the world, you should be happy because they just issued a press release stating that that's a police helicopter looking for somebody on the island. So hopefully it's not some guy filming. Anyways, JP Morgan just issued a statement saying that cryptocurrency may have bottomed, and we may have seen a bottom. Well, how can you have something worthless bottom? It can't. Bottom is zero. Bottom is you lose everything. That's a worthless asset, okay? So, again, you guys should be furious about this, and you should be running to the, screaming to the mountaintops about this, about how, ridiculous it is that you have an asset that's worth nothing and that's going to drop to zero. So, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I'll move forward a little bit. The police helicopter is getting closer, so I'm going to figure out what that is, because it's kind of funny, because they circle whenever they look for somebody, and we'll see. They may be taking off now, but we'll see. Okay, so share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Now, one thing that people don't want to talk about is consumer sentiment, but more people around the world are living paycheck to paycheck, and it's getting worse. And with the probability of more layoffs with people are scared like they've never been. Now, here's something crazy. In the UK, you can go to the post office to do your banking. That's kind of a popular thing there. But with that, there's a lot of transparency with transactions. Think about this. More people are going there using their credit cards and getting cash advances to the tune of $867 million in the month of July just to get by. This is money, they're not using it to buy things, they're using it to purchase, energy, gas, food, and just to get by. That's what the average person said. That's insane, guys, because again, people are going to carry these balances. They're not just going to go home and pay off the credit card at the end of the month. They wouldn't use the credit card for that if they had the cash. So you're seeing more and more people overextended. Same thing's happening here. Same thing's happening with we're seeing shopping malls like the Simon Company is talking about how they're seeing a complete lack of shoppers inside the stores that are buying anything at the malls. They're saying that the high-end stores are doing good, but the lower-end stores are as far as sales, are non-existent right now. So, you have to take this seriously. You have to look at this and understand that people are just having a really difficult time right now. This Inflation Reduction Act that they're talking about, let me tell you who benefits from this. Hedge funds are going to benefit from this. The IRS is going to be one of the largest governmental agencies inside of 10 years, where they're going to have more agents coming after us than ever before. So, for the people that don't pay their taxes, trouble is coming for you guys, to say the least. And you're going to see major problems with that. Hedge funds owners, all these tax break. If you sell electric cars, tax breaks. It's just going to be great, guys. If you are somebody that is part of green energy, there's bonuses and things like that for you guys. For the rest of us, there's nothing but a bill. Okay? So prove me wrong. Read the story below that talks about this, because it's crazy and it's insane, and this was all going to be passed this week. And like I said, we're all going to be stuck with a big bill as a result of this. And we're going to see nothing but our taxes go up. And you're going to see the small, tiny gig workers, like the Uber drivers today. I was in 2 Ubers today for 2 different meetings that I was at. And one guy, I've talked to all of them. One guy starts his day every day at 3:30 in the morning, has a full-time job too after this, and makes $2,000 a week as an Uber driver. I'm my own boss, Dan. I can work when I want. When I want to take a break, I just flip the app off. But that's insane, guys. The guy can make $2,000 a week driving for Uber. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, because you're going to see a lot more people try to become an Uber driver in short order. So let me know, guys, what you think about this. Have you guys ever wondered about these beach places and what some of them rent for? Well, this place was a electric bike shop. Place is right on Marine Avenue, and it is $4,200 a month, guys. Negotiable, okay? You never see this. You never see the price in the window for these shops like this. This is crazy, guys. Sign of the times, the desperation of the times. So a lot more to see on the island, guys. Take a look at the article below about who wins with the Inflation Reduction Act, because the one thing that I forgot to add to my earlier comments were the wealthy win and us peasants are going to lose. Now, if you don't believe that the economy is taking a hit, you have to look at things like advertising. Now, advertising, every aspect of it, whether it's digital, online, print, whatever, these people are starting to take a hit now because people are starting to spend less money, which, whether it's Facebook, Meta, Instagram, what you're watching on YouTube right now. Advertising rates are changing right now. Print media, all the major print publications, USA Today, all these places are taking a hit when it comes to people buying ads right now, and that is a sign of a recession. It really is, and it's a sign of an economic downturn. But you're seeing this across the board now. Last time we had an economic downturn, we didn't have Facebook like we do now as far as the ads. We didn't have Instagram, we didn't have Twitter, we didn't have anything like that people spent money on as much digitally as they do today. It's multiplied times 1,000. Okay, so there's that. The other thing is that people are cutting the cord and getting rid of all their bills right now that they can. Number one thing is cable TV. Cutting back. Now, there's a thing called projectfreetv.org. I think that's the name of it. But anyways, the story's below from the LA Times. And they're getting more and more people to use the free antenna for free TV. That's great, okay? But, if you get a smart stick and you sign up for something like Pluto TV, Pluto, the planet Pluto, it's amazing. This app's got all these free channels, all these free movies, all this free stuff on it, and you don't have to pay a dime for it. Okay, watch it on your iPad, watch it on your phone, watch it on anything. right now, and that's super cool. But you're going to see more companies like this, and trust me, I'm knee deep in this with a couple different streaming services and different things that people have reached out and we're working on, and people's entertainment is in their hands, and people are not spending the money on advertising like they did a few years ago. Oh, these boats out here, isn't this beautiful? That sailboat is amazing right there, really stunning. Now, one thing I get a kick out of is the talk of a digital dollar and the Fed acting like, do we want to have this? Okay, they're going to have this. JP Morgan's going to have its own coin someday. Mark my words. Jamie Dimon, who hates cryptocurrencies and it's worthless and it's not backed by anything, there'll be a JP Morgan coin someday. Now, Maxine Waters in the Finance Committee is talking about we need to rush out a digital dollar, and we need to do this right away so we can compete with China. How that competes with China, I don't know. We need to manufacture things to compete with China. We need to make things here in the States to compete with them. We need to have better shipping and better supply chain delivery here than we do, than they have, to compete with them. That's what we have to have here. But the Finance Committee talking about a digital dollar. And again, it'll be on your phone. You'll get money sent to you. Okay? It'll be welfare. It'll be insanity. But they need to get this out right away. So it will be interesting to see how quickly they start working on this. Jerome Powell said, hey, we've just talked about this. We haven't done anything to it. And if you read the article from the Wall Street Journal, they're talking about how this needs to be done immediately, and they need to have it, it's imperative that we do this to compete with them, which makes no sense. And there's a lot of questions to this side of the island. You can see how high the tide is over here. People that know the area, it's just, you can see, it could, 2.5 feet, guys, and then it would be above the seawall. That's not that much. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I just think that we're living through a time that the smartest people are frugal. Frugality is going to be something that's going to be part of our everyday vernacular. It's going to be part of your life. You need to understand that word, and you need to get hip to it in the sense that saving money is not a bad thing and it's boring and I can't have fun. Well, create your own fun, guys, because, to go to a baseball game, here's the thing. From a guy that goes to a lot of baseball games, we bring our own drinks in, bring our own food in, carry everything in. Rarely do I buy a $15 beer or a $6 hot dog. It's crazy, guys. Buy an $8 bag of peanuts. How the average person can afford to do that is beyond me, okay? Now, I just think that you're going to see more and more people live a financially responsible life. And if you don't, you're just going to be in trouble. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Let me know what you guys are thinking about all this. Now, with increased energy costs, you're seeing energy theft grow up exponentially. Now, one thing that's happened lately with gasoline, this is crazy. You go to a gas pump and you stick your credit card in and you get it approved, and the pump that you have above your head is connected to the SUV next to you, and it's not into your car. Your pump is from his that he's got a $5 limit on and will cut you off, and he'll charge $60, $70 tip. So think about that. The gas pump coming down here goes to the other side of the pump, and this pump here. I saw this happen, and I say, hey, what are you doing? And, oh no, it was a mistake. Yeah, sure it was. So in the UK, there have been a rash of energy thefts from electricity. They've had in the last year 3,600 energy reports, and I started looking at this. Well, this is up 18% here in the States, but on the island of Jamaica, okay, there's been $30 million worth of energy stolen from people stealing electricity just to live and get by. Absolutely stunning, crazy figures when you think about that. The other thing is Elon Musk, Tesla, announced their stock split, got it approved by the board. If you are a shareholder of record from August 17th, you will get 3 shares on the 24th. So that's the dividend payment that they're going to make to you, is a 1-for-3 stock split. So shares closing yesterday were almost $872. So you can determine if that's something you want to buy. But the last two, Amazon and Google, haven't really fared that well. The final one is Bed Bath & Beyond, has been shorted by so many people. Now it's under a short squeeze. I think it's BBBY. Anyways, a lot of people are buying Bed Bath & Beyond to get themselves the next meme deal and have it spike exponentially. Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Guys, we are living through such crazy times right now where, they want us not to notice this stuff. They want us to not talk about things. They want us not to work together. But you have to do this. You've got to get yourself ready for what's coming, because there's going to be gas shortages. There's going to be food shortages. There's going to be energy prices go through the roof that people will not be able to afford. People will have to make decisions on eating or heating the house. And if you live here, it's no big deal, okay? Oh, it's going to get in the 60s. It's going to be chilly. But it's going to get in the 20s and 0 in some places. And people have written me about how it gets minus 12 and all the stuff in these different places around the country. People are going to freeze to death right now. So you've got to get ready. Shop and store food and get ready for a really bad winter. What's the worst thing that happens? You're ready. So get rid of everything you don't need in the garage. Sell everything you don't have. People still have money right now. Don't forget the email list below. If you want more exclusive content, there's Patreon. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.